Why can't people tell that Clark Kent is obviously Superman? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than you'd think. Welcome to Comic Misconceptions, a show that takes you into detail about the things you think you know about comics. I'm your host, that cool cat right down there. And today, we are doing our second episode celebrating the Man of Steel and talking about Superman-related stuff. So, let's answer that question that I asked you guys last week, which was, what special purpose did Superman's glasses serve in pre-crisis continuity? There are actually a few right answers, and I'm surprised that you guys got all the ones that I knew of, but just for the sake of it, let's change the question a little bit, take off the part about pre-crisis continuity, and let's just say what other fun stuff has Superman's glasses been able to let him do, because some of it's after Crisis, and it's just, they're all fun. Quadratic Boy says that his glasses helped him control his heat vision. It's a little vague, but I know what you're talking about. His glasses were made of a Kryptonian glass that he got from the spaceship he landed on when he was a baby, and when he was starting to develop his heat vision, it was really hard to control, so he put those glasses on, and because they were material not of this earth, the heat vision would not pass through them, so it would block out any unwanted firing, saving innocent people from getting hit by Clark's heat vision, like a safety precaution. Battleini N, which I now know how to pronounce, says something a little contradictory. He says that his glasses are made of still that same Kryptonian glass, but his heat vision can travel through them without melting them like they would a normal pair of glasses. This is true and was the pre-crisis answer I was looking for, but guys, there are so many fun ones. Let's just keep exploring it. Now, in terms of him using the glasses to restrict his X-ray vision, like David on YouTube and Killian on Facebook say, I haven't found anything that explicitly states that, but I do know what you're talking about. You see, when Clark Kent needs to use his X-ray vision, he lifts up those glasses and does his thing. Now, I don't think that's because he can't use it through those glasses. I think it's a visual representation to the reader that, yeah, he's using that power right now. But as we talked about last week, Superman's X-ray vision does give off at least a little bit of heat that evolved into his heat vision. So maybe those glasses are there because normal glasses would melt under his X-ray vision, but the Kryptonian-made glasses wouldn't. But we do have examples of him using his X-ray vision through those glasses, so I don't know. And the last answer given to us is from Bum Rocky, who says that Superman's glasses help hypnotize people. As weird as this one sounds, it is, again, true. Remember last week when we were talking about all the crazy powers that Superman has had over the years? Well, one that I didn't mention was super hypnotism. Superman's eyes give off a low-level hypnotism effect, and when he wears those glasses made of the same Kryptonian material, it amplifies that effect, so people view Clark Kent as a much more frail individual than Superman. Now, interestingly, once Superman used his super hypnosis to hypnotize people to resist hypnosis, little confusing, but of course this undid his whole hypnosis plan. So when he changed back into Clark Kent, people just saw Superman wearing glasses. But I, for one, really don't think that Clark needs crazy hypnosis glasses to disguise the fact that he is Superman. I mean, you read these comics, you watch these movies, and you think, how in the world can people not tell that they're one and the same? Well, for starters, the audience knows a little bit more than the average citizen of Metropolis does. We know, of course, that Clark is Superman, obviously, but more importantly, we know that Superman has a secret identity. Think about it from an average citizen's point of view. Here he is, Superman, this all-powerful alien with seemingly limitless power and vulnerable to just about everything, and to top it all off, he's good-looking. I mean, why in the name of Krypton would he want to disguise himself as anything less than a god? This is a world where superheroes exist, and they wear masks to hide their secret identity. But Superman doesn't wear a mask, so to an average citizen, it appears that Superman doesn't have a secret identity to hide. The lack of mask also provides a sense of trust. I mean, Superman's an alien. Already humanity is a little standoffish. If he came wearing a mask, then who knows what else he could be hiding? I mean, Superman's goal is to be as honest and genuine as he possibly can. So you see, nobody's looking for Superman's secret identity because no one thinks that he would have one. But he does, and he works with people whose job it is to uncover as much information about Superman as they can. So if Superman can't wear a mask, then Clark Kent has to. The glasses really don't provide much cover except for dulling his eye color. But that's just one part of his mask. Clark Kent and Superman really are two completely different characters. I mean, Superman stands tall, wears form-fitting clothing, and talks with a commanding voice. But Clark Kent, on the other hand, slouches, wears loose clothing, and has a softer voice, higher pitched even. Clark even took acting classes to further distance these two characters by creating different body language and mannerisms. I mean, this kind of thing takes commitment on a massive scale. Plus, Superman is always flying around and traveling at crazy fast speeds. I mean, if all you saw was this, it'd be kind of hard to pick him out of a police lineup, assuming he wasn't still wearing the cape. What do you guys think? Do you think the people of Metropolis are just idiots, or maybe Superman has something here with this reverse dual identity thing? Let me know in the comments. And now we move on to the weekly trivia challenge away! So next week is our 10th episode, and I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit special. I want to talk about probably my favorite superhero of all time, Spider-Man. Cliche, most likely, but I can't get enough of Peter Parker. I do want to clarify Peter Parker. Some of you know why. There are just so many interesting tidbits of trivia wrapped around this character, it's hard to pick one, but in the spirit of the whole thing, I will ask you guys the hardest question I've ever asked on the show, and probably the hardest question I ever will ask. And that question is, Peter Parker's dentist is related to what other significant character in the Spider-Man universe? This is a very hard question for two reasons. Number one, we don't know the dentist's name, so it's kind of hard to match last names with other characters in the Spider-Man universe. And number two, doing a simple Google search for this question will yield many wrong results. I've tried. But if you want to impress me and give me the right answer, leave your comments below or on our Facebook page, or you can even tweet at NerdSync using the hashtag CMTrivia. You guys, I will be super impressed if you get this one. There might even be some sort of prize involved. I don't know. We'll work something out. Leave that to your own imagination, I guess. So get started on this week's trivia challenge. What am I doing? One more episode in the bag, but before we go, I wanted you to know that we are still taking your guys' answers on the Krypton versus Alderaan poll. Right now the arguments going are that Alderaan was more sad because they didn't see it coming, whereas Krypton was more arrogant and they didn't know it was coming either. So it caught both of them by surprise. However, Krypton did it to themselves, whereas Alderaan was at the mercy of a bully, essentially. So, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Which Planet Death made you cry the hardest? We'll probably have a poll on Facebook, or you can, of course, voice your opinions down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this episode of Comic Misconceptions, please make sure to subscribe to the NerdSync Productions YouTube channel for more episodes, as well as some other awesome things down the line. And you can also like NerdSync Productions on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter right there. And I am Scott Niswander for Comic Misconceptions. We'll see you next time when we talk about more things that you thought you knew about comics. See ya. So next week I'll I could do the rest of it in Morse code if you wanted me to. Special and oh boy. Yes, this is gonna be a long one, huh?